102.7. Welcome to the Breakfast Lounge, your daily talk show on 102.7 FM, featuring special guests with your host, Lady Grace. Now let's get started.
And welcome back, and special guests they are. That's me at fault, huh? Okay. All right, Tuesday it is, and of course, welcome back here with yours truly on the Breakfast Lounge each and every morning here. I always have a guest or two guests or three guests or how many guests, doesn't really matter, but the topic is also always something that the general public look forward to, whether you're viewing on my Facebook page or you're locked in here on 102.7 and the 1300 AM band. You'll get a feel of what exactly it is we're talking about. Well, the viewers on my Facebook page, I already opened that, so you can log on and see who my guests are. Well, in case you missed it, which I don't think you have, a newly formed association for consumer protection, SXM. It's known as the ACP SXM. We call it in Dutch Consumentenbond. Bond. It's an independent nonprofit consumer advocacy organization dedicated to protecting consumer rights, promoting transparency and improving accountability in both the public and private sectors of St. Maarten. My guests this morning, let me welcome the two ladies of this association. They are Miss Solange Apon, who is no stranger to the microphones of this radio station, of course.
None at all. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me, Grace.
Yeah, we still hear some playbacks from some old recordings that you did
over
back
10 years, yes.
Is it over 10 years already?
Oh, yeah, longer than 10.
You hear them too?
I still love them. We should go back and do them.
And also the president of this association is Miss Peggy and Richardson. Good morning to you ladies again.
Good
Peggy,
morning,
how you
Lady
doing?
Grace. I'm doing fine. Thank you for having us. And good morning to all your radio listeners as well.
All right, we got you now. We want to hear that vibrant voice that we've been seeing on all the videos you've been posting. This isn't anything new to you because it's been a while back. I remember that you were actually posting live videos when Michelle Hyman actually worked at the airport. You were
cousin.
your cousin. Okay, was very outspoken about the dismissal of him. Yeah.
It was very upsetting. And I think I referenced him recently in a video that I did on Friday past when I was speaking concerning the fact that the government of St. Maarten has not enacted a whistleblower legislation to protect whistleblowers. I referenced it in connection with the same NVGB situation because there are a lot of employees working at NVGB that know of the wrongdoing and wish to come forward, and some did come forward one way or the other, but there is no whistleblower legislation. So I always say the integrity chamber in and of itself, although incorporated for us as a condition for attaining country status with 10-10-10, is in fact a toothless tiger. Because, Lady Grace, who it is going to blow the whistle on anything, be it NVGB, be it the hospital, be it the SZV, be it the government in and of itself, without having the protection of that legislation. And that is how I referenced my good cousin, and subjectively and biasedly I'm stating the best COO that Princess Juliana Airport has ever seen. No disrespect meant to the incumbent.
All right. Who is the founder and the members of this ACP SXM?
The founder
Guilty.
is, and I love that you asked that question because I don't know why people think I came with this idea. I actually did not. Solange Apon is 100% the brainchild behind this.
Yes.
100% the founder. Talk your thing.
I literally hijacked Peggy and on her way out of the government building as I was going into the government building. After seeing the situation that we were going through and thinking about it, I said, we need to do something. And I walked into the government building. Peggy Ann was coming out of the government building, and it just clicked. I said, we need to talk, and we need to talk about this situation. And within that same week, we got together, we decided what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, and here we are today.
That's something actually that happened this year or last year?
This year.
2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Really?
Literally.
Yes.
Wow. So why did you choose Peggy Ann?
Exactly. Ask her, Grace.
Well, yeah, let me ask you that. Why her? Why her?
Why me?
Who else but Peggy Ann?
Okay.
I mean, she's a perfect person for it because she's outspoken. She's loud. She's from French Quarter, and she will tell you as it is. She don't pull no punches. She's straight. So, and that's why Peggy Ann was a perfect person.
Now, this association is in no form or fashion politically motivated.
None whatsoever.
Absolutely not.
Okay, because consumer advocacy groups are often questioned about their independence. How can ACP SXM assure the public that it will remain free from political influence, government funding pressures, or private sector interests? And what internal safeguards exist to prevent conflicts of interest? Who wants to take this?
I love that question, Grace. It's very important. We had a lot of legal counsel. We continue to have legal counsel in incorporating this. We met very often with a notary at law. And we opted for an association. And there's a fundamental legal difference between an association and a foundation. The power of an association is its members. I am the incoming president of the association, but I do not intend to hold this seat past the year unless it is validated by the membership by General Congress, which will be held on the anniversary of the association, which will be next year, June 1st of 2027.
Yes. Oh, okay.
So the membership have the power to elect, appoint a board, etc. The power is in the membership. We definitely do not want to be recognized in any shape or form by the government, and the reason why we do not want to fall under the influence of the government. We also have very transparent policies that are being worked out and validated, including our bylaws. The bylaws will be vetted by the board in our board meeting scheduled for tomorrow, and once those bylaws are approved, they will be published on our website for everybody to see.
Yes.
Transparency and proper governance of this association will take the front seat of it.
Okay.
And
All right.
just in case you want to go look at the bylaws when we do post them, our website is
acpsxm.com.
and our Facebook page is also on Facebook.
Association for Consumer Protection, St.Maarten.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Now, you talk about whistleblowers. That is something that actually we've heard so often and we hear so often in government.
Child.
How, yeah.
Not in
it's-
our
it's-
government.
Well, when you talk about transparency, that's something that's really lacking here in St.Maarten. You think because of the closeness or everybody's, this one is related to this other person, people are just,
I'm going to use this phrase probably very often for the rest of my life. This country is built on broken promises. Transparency International in 2015 came with a recommendation to government to establish the whistleblower legislation. We now in 2026. We are a country that exists perfectly on paper. What we love to do is write and talk. And that, in my opinion, is the reason where we're at. We're not in this situation today because I related to you or Solange and this one. We are in this situation because we have made it too easy for people to be non-compliant. And that goes across every segment in our society. Everything from garbage all over the streets to the situation of NVGB.
Okay.
And that's a fact.
right. You just mentioned from garbage to GEB.
Well, I want to talk about the garbage.
Right. Okay, but why GB though? I mean, we know what's happening. Basically, people have been coming out complaining about the high bills and what have you. But there was a hack. But why now? Why wait until now for you to tackle this situation?
Because, first of all, to answer the question why now is a difficult one. I definitely believe that, some people can tune out now, but I definitely believe in divine timing. I believe also that why not now?
I was just going to say that.
Right. And it just the way that the cards fell, if I can use that expression, is why we're saying now. It's also important, you asked the question, why NVGB? NVGB is non-discriminatory. What do I mean by that? Every single person is affected by this. This is not a situation where anybody could say, well, not me, or you suffering. I will explain you why I mean. I have some people coming to me, should we join the march because my billing is so bad? And I ask the person, well, what's your bill? And they would say, well, I paying about 50 guilders in water and 250 guilders in electricity, and I able to carry that. I turn around and tell the person, and I want your viewers and your listeners to understand this. If you paying 250 guilders in electricity and that fuel clause is at 45 cents per kilowatt, you paying too much. Because imagine your bill could probably be 100 guilders. Wouldn't you want to save 150 guilders every month? Wouldn't you want to have that? So this also is not a situation of, well, you know, it only affecting the legal people on the St.Maarten.
Right.
It only affecting the Indian Merchant Association, only the Chinese community, only black people, only white. This is non-discriminatory, Grace. It goes across everybody. Everybody is impacted. And I want to kind of loop into Dr. Mercelina's interview he had on SOS yesterday with our good fellow radio personality, Mr. Billy D.
Oh, he was on radio.
He was on
yesterday.
yesterday and he spoke a bit. I listened to it in the evening. He spoke a bit about the increasing middle class. Decreasing. Decreasing. It's shrinking, and poverty is increasing. Listen, this is not no news. You know, leave us, don't be shocked. This is not news. But when you look at an entity like NVGB that controls the monopoly of utilities and the decisions or the lack thereof that they have done, it is a factor that is affecting the shrinking of the middle class dramatically. Grace, nobody could survive this. In a year, nobody going to survive this, you know.
You believe we still have a middle class? I think
it's shrinking.
We hear about it so often, but like you said, it is shrinking. But then this eventually will, you know, see us that you're either rich or you're poor. There won't be any middle class.
Exactly. Okay. That's
and you know the association.
So like she's lost for words.
No. One of my questions was, okay, if the middle class is shrinking and the poor
poverty level rises
is rising, who else is growing?
The rich.
That's why I said you're either going to have rich and poor. There's no middle class.
It's a mathematical
We're going to be like countries.
We're
going to be like countries in South America.
You know, there's no middle class anymore. But Peggy, let's look at the overall picture here of GEB. For example, like you said, you are approaching people, or people are coming to you and say, hey, listen, you know, should I march? But they're also approaching you about their high bills as well. The bills that they're
disputed bills.
The disputed bills. That's right. The disputed bills as well. How do you intend? I mean, this will help. We're gonna get to the march eventually, but from what I understand, also, there's a lot of delinquents out there. A lot of them.
Exactly. No, true. We do have delinquents.
Speak on that.
Because, so let me switch that to you, because I've heard, and this is internally from the company itself, where people actually came or come to GB to basically, you know, arrange a payment agreement. They come, they pay once, and they never come back again. GB is also in heavy financial. They actually are carrying a heavy burden as well.
We're not.
They have to carry to pass it on to the consumer, but I'm just saying they're also in I don't want to use the word deep shit right now as it is, but people need to be disciplined as well, because what I am hearing, and I'm speaking from both sides, you know, I understand the frustration that, because I'm taking sides for nobody. Because I get bills too, and I'm saying like, oh gosh, look at this, I have to pay too. But fact of the matter is, you don't want to be in a position, and I'm going to break it down in St.Maarten language. No, you can't come in and say you're going to have a payment arrangement, come and sit down there and hope that someday, that GB is going to wipe off everything. You understand what I'm saying? Because
no, I understand what you're saying.
Some people are actually
I've heard that before.
And I'm not attacking consumers out there, but we got to play fair.
Listen.
Wrong.
I've heard that before, that GB should have just take the loss and wipe it off. We're not saying that. We're actually questioning the billing itself, because we've seen some weird figures pop up on your bill, and when you do go back and go through your administration, you notice that there are discrepancies. And one of the things that Peggy, I had mentioned it yesterday that we should be on GB's payroll because
Please and thanks.
Did you all talk to anyone, management, and concerning the situation?
We're
right
gonna.
now?
Let me just finish
Go ahead.
the last
Yeah.
sentence there.
Go ahead, Peggy.
Indeed, I stated yesterday, every single consumer of NVGB should be on their payroll. And people laugh when I say that, but you know what I mean by that? It is impossible that NVGB is putting the burden of proof so heavily. Let me underline that.
Yes.
Because the burden of proof that you paid is in fact on you. But to place it so heavily in the absence of your own administrative processes internally is to me unfair to the consumer. The fact that NVGB cannot reconcile payments up until this day, and we have evidence of this, is against the consumer. And I want to say this also, Lady Grace.
Go ahead.
We're not asking and we're not saying that people should stop paying NVGB. Nobody's saying that. You know you're running your fan, you're running your airco, you're
Pay your
bathing
bills.
every day, and so
Right.
please go and pay your bill. What we are stating is that there are certain decisions, if not most decisions taken by NVGB, that are non-transparent and unfair.
Okay.
At the end of the day, the consumer is the underdog here. We have to remember that. When you have people, and everything that I'm speaking is well documented and we have the evidence. When you have people going in and asking GB since 2022, why I need my bill? I ain't get my bill. And then when you look at the group of people that this is affecting, by and large, it is the vulnerable people. People who don't have no money to be up and down going to your office all the time. And you know what hurt me? And I'm going to say it.
Say.
2 people from NVGB were on Laser 101, and one of them being the commercial manager. I will not call her out by name. But I will say this. We need to start to have a level of emotional intelligence in leadership, Grace. When you could have big shots of NVGB going on a radio station and stating that, oh, you know, when they come, the people just have a little psychological thing they want to play with GB when they pay in GB. Hey, I'm offended.
Excuse me?
That's point 1. Point 2, if people coming and stating that their water bill high, you can't turn around and tell the person just like that without empathy, oh, go check if your pool leaking. Who here have pool?
Yeah.
I'm offended by it. I felt definitely hurt when I heard that. Although for the record, I don't have any outstanding at NVGB, but I'm impacted still because of the fuel clause. At the end of the day, GB must be brought to reckoning, Lady Grace. Where and how are they demanding that you have to pay 10%, 20%, 25% on a
Yeah.
payment
They're
plan?
holding you hostage,
Use
huh?
Island Finance.
Right.
You run in a bank.
Did you ever, or did we ever
And let me
get an
drink my
explanation?
electrolyte 'cause I get
You
it
go
hyper.
through. Did we ever get to ever get an explanation from whether it was the Prime Minister or anyone from GB of the calculation of the fuel clause? Do you have that?
We do not have that.
Nothing.
And that, to go back on point with why now and so, there are a lot of things that fell in place. Grace, ask yourself the question. It is NVGB, not me, not you, that came out last year, September, I believe, of 2025, and said they're going to commission an independent study on the tariff structure.
Another one.
NVGB said that. Not me, not Solange, not you. Nobody said it. Not even the government. They, NVGB. Grace, where's that tariff study?
Talk.
Right. So now, you NVGB didn't execute the tariff study, or you didn't come out and tell us breakdown specifically. Go to the communities and talk to the communities and break down how you think. But then you jump up on Mother's Day.
And
Mother's Day will never be the same for me again, you know. You come up on Mother's Day when people got to be celebrating, and you announce the 9 cents increase.
Yeah.
Loose of a tariff structure. Loose of explaining what the outcome of this study. No, man, this can't go. Now, to add her to injury, BTP Curacao was commissioned to come here to do a study on it. A report that was redacted, submitted to the Parliament on the 12th of August 2025. You know what that report says, Grace?
Please.
That report says that we as consumers were overcharged between the period of 2022 and 2024 in fuel costs to the tune of 12.6 million guilders.
Wow.
You know what that is per consumer? Give or take 650 guilders GB owe me.
Wow.
Listen, Grace, nothing I speaking here is secret, you know.
It's all public. It's all public.
This
Yes.
is all out. So
Right.
my question is, and then people like to talk, and I agree with people that, hey, you know, why is it not government fault? Why you not going for soul?
Yeah.
Right now what we doing is we playing the game of bowling. You know, when you go to a bowling alley, you strap on those shoes and you roll that pin. The first pin determines your strike, if all will fall. And let me tell you something. When this association rolls that ball and we strike that first pin, it gonna be game over. Because at the end of the day, Grace, NVGB must be brought to reckoning. It's supervisory board.
You're attacking Goliath here, basically.
And we ready.
Okay.
Because I for sure, if anybody know me and Miss Upon, I don't get tired. I just
None.
go the long haul. And when you think I give up, I'm going through.
Enjoy it.
She's still
No,
up at 3 o'clock in the
I'm just
morning.
saying.
huh?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
She's still up at 3 o'clock in the morning sending emails. Huh?
Yeah. But go ahead.
Yeah, so there's too much vagueness surrounding this. You know what's hurtful as well that compounded it for me? Can you imagine? I mean, we don't have no respect in this place now.
Meaning, in
We
what
don't have
sense?
no respect. Can you imagine when the hack occurred in March of 2022, Lady Grace? The police and the public prosecutor launched an investigation by name of Freya. Again, this is facts. Can you imagine the public prosecutor made a statement on their page stating they couldn't even really go no farther with it
Why is
because NVGB did not cooperate? Can you think that's respectful? I feel disrespected. Can you imagine the police came out and made the same statement in writing that NVGB didn't cooperate? Can you imagine the Integrity Chamber launched an investigation and came out that they could have only reached so far and no more because NVGB did not cooperate? Can you imagine that the Aurora company that was hired by the same NVGB to come to find out what is we get hacked for, halted because they could not get the cooperation from NVGB? Listen, man, you know what Emily said yesterday as an example? You know what this is a good analogy of? This is like I wake up in the morning and find a dead body in my yard, but I don't want the police coming.
Wow. Okay.
That's
No
I
investigation.
find a
Yeah.
dead body in my yard, but I don't want the police, I don't want the public I don't want nobody come find out how this dead body end up here. This is madness. All we
Basically.
asking for is, let me correct my English because I get to St.Maarten there. All we are asking for is for transparency.
Yes.
And the march, we will end the march by submitting a petition to NVGB. Listen, they better be there to take that petition.
What if they're not responding to the prosecutor or the police?
Wait, I want to see what
you
they're gonna
think.
do.
What you think is what you think? That's what I said.
I don't know.
You're going up against Goliath.
I don't know
here,
what's wrong with it.
And it's to a point when you.
But they even ain't responding to government.
But that's my point. So why do you think they would respond to you?
I wait and see. This is why the march is important.
What is it that actually that?
I don't know, Grace. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's why the march is important
And we
because
need you to come
the
out.
massive amount of people, we have never had this before. You see, and this is why I also say, you know what we like? We like to make confusion among ourselves. Now all of a sudden we get distracted. People talking foolishness about me coming in to be VSM minister. Oh, you stop this.
We'll get to that because
No, we ain't getting to that, Grace.
we
ain't talking
talking
politics.
about that
No.
because you already. That's why I said it's
No,
so,
no,
enough.
but people like to get distracted.
Yeah.
Do you think, you know what the distraction is so real? Do you think, Grace, that anybody, let's say Solange going to politically get involved in politics or whatever, right? Do you think the mother that is coming home every day without running water The laborer that's coming home without electricity, cut, and they cut me on a Friday. That time they say on March 3rd they wasn't cutting nobody on a Friday.
Right. Because I remember, I believe Member of Parliament Shamir Roseberg actually said she was looking into the fact that GB should not be disconnecting people, period.
Exactly.
They should not.
The bills are not.
The
bills are not clear. Yes.
Right.
What they should do is they should stop it. Stop it. Reconnect whoever was disconnected. Stop the disconnections. Put everything on a hold. And let's continue on from there.
How long do we intend to see this continue, though? I mean, because it's since the hack, actually, that this situation, this problem started, and can't seem to see no light at the end of the tunnel. It doesn't seem like
the judicial court render a decision on the injunction that this association will file as a class suit. We will allow GB some time, based on our legal counsel, to respond to our petition. That time will not be no long time, because this is now spoed-eisend. This is now an urgent situation. You understand what I'm saying? We don't have much time to be laddy-daddying, because people are suffering, Grace.
I know.
People are, and I want to go back a bit on what Solange stated. Although we will be demanding reconnections and a stopping of disconnections, we are not telling people to stop paying the bill. We will demand that you go in and pay the current bill and have GB apply your current amount to your current bill. Consumer period. Because what NVGB doing too is you owe them from 20. I saw a bill yesterday of an elderly lady. She owe 8,000 something guilders. They print the bill all the way retroactive to 2022, and everything is due the 29th of May.
Month, right?
The 29th of May of this year. She come now because she's concerned. She don't know what to do. That time she been going to GB the whole time, and GB telling her, we don't have nothing for you. We ain't got no bill. We don't know where to find the bill.
Wow.
And remember, this too is a second thing. Remember when the hack occurred, how did GB build back their database? I want an answer to that.
Yes.
Coming with this vague press release, 90% build back.
They said they had a backup after that, because someone was had a backup. I think it was Iris had a backup for them to basically where everything was actually stored in the system.
GB need to be transparent. They need to issue a detailed statement independent from them as to how this backup. You can't come now and say, because you come hard and say there was no backup, you lost consumer data, now all of a sudden you have the backup. Come on, man.
Yeah, but when a company or anything for that matter is hacked, you know what happens, right?
The data's leaked.
You're just gone in already.
Yeah.
You hack the system. It's
the
because
whole thing is convoluted.
So you have to really just throw it all down and start all over again.
One thing.
Start all over again.
Exactly.
That's what
exactly.
Happens. Yeah, because everything is all over. Nothing is
but
there
leave us. I can't recall when Miss Arundel, the commercial manager, stated that, but I trust you because you're in the radio thing. You're doing your
that was right after the hack. Yeah. When they were busy.
So I just say to myself, I didn't get my education for nothing, right? So when you say something like that, when NVGB says something like that, how come you had a backup and you're still asking clients to come in to show proof of previous payments made? How come you, NVGB, was sending press release telling people, oh, we need your cell number, we need your number, your address, validate this, but you ain't just say you had a backup? Be consistent in the information. You ain't had no backup, or the backup you had was faulty and corrupted.
Let me ask you this.
Let me drink my electrolyte again.
You go ahead. You go ahead and
Bless.
drink your electrolyte.
Cheers.
Yeah. In one of your videos, you talk about things like people being scared, or to an extent of probably being intimidated, that would deter them from coming out to march. Fear of retaliation would keep them from taking to the streets. You believe that's the situation here? Because I know in the past some people actually, there seems to be a sense of fear amongst people, because this is not the first time people are being called out to come out and protest or to march. But for some reason, people are scared for if they actually come out, there might be some form of retaliation for their actions, and I think that's what's keeping them from basically coming out to protest or to even march.
I agree with you.
And you are aware of this.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I agree with you. We were brought up basically in that mentality.
Not me.
Not me.
Not me.
We were brought up in
You
that
forget
that
who my
mentality.
father is? Renee
But-
Richardson, break
but
off the
the-
door, people fight for
Then you need to
laborers.
meet my mother.
Right?
But the thing is this, it's different. Today is different
In what sense?
because you're not going up against Goliath by yourself. The association is there to back you up. And that's why we decided we're going to form an association where we can do class action suits and we could take this further. We could take
The
this to
legal
court.
way. The legal
Exactly.
way, right.
You could go up, and we've had many people gone up by themselves, stand up alone, and they didn't get through.
Right.
But big up to them as well.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
we seriously. But today it's us. It's us as a group, not you alone. And we're here to back you up. So that's why we need your support too.
Yeah, I think that's what the people really need. They just don't need a voice out there that just talk the talk. They need you to walk the walk as well.
We're going to be there.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I also want people to understand there's power in the Constitution of St.Maarten. The Constitution of St.Maarten is the highest law of the country, and the Constitution gives you the right of association and the right of assembly. That's very important for you to understand. I want to also speak about some jurisprudence that was established by the march that was the pro-Palestine march that occurred, I want to say a year or two ago.
I think it was last year.
Yeah, they
Last
year.
took the matter to court because I think the government came and stopped the march or whatever the situation. They won that case hands down. And they won the case because they have a right of association. They were able to prove that the march was not a violent one. It was one that was well organized. People have to understand too that we did not just organize the march, me and Solange doing it. We have a major event promoter that is assisting us behind the scenes with organizing the march. We met with the police force. I want to underscore this. We did not meet with the Ministry of Justice seeking permission because we do not need permission to march. But we met with them to let them be assured that it will not be violent in case the streets need to close, etc. The Red Cross is involved. Ambulance is involved as well. We are organizing this in a meaningful way with a purpose. We ain't just marching to march. People who say the sun too hot, or you just march from St. John Estate 10 o'clock in the morning to the village 5 o'clock, hot sun blazing. Me, I just watch all you. It's beautiful. Come out to this march for a reason, for a purpose. Letters were sent to the Chamber of Commerce encouraging their business members to allow staff members to go. Unions were sent letters. The Y2, the teachers union, was sent letters as well. If you can't even, Grace, this march is going to actually be an opportunity for the business community to show solidarity too. Because I don't want to believe that any merchant on Front Street and Back Street isn't affected by NVGB.
Absolutely.
Close for an hour and leave. They ain't got no ships in town that Monday.
Okay.
Okay?
You make sure you
They
check.
ain't got no ships in town that Monday. Close your shop and allow your workers to walk up the road and meet us by NVGB if they even can't start with a full march.
Okay. What time does the march start?
Assemblies at 1 o'clock.
Okay, 1 p.m.
Yes, we will have limited shirts. So you know who coming first getting shirt.
And it starts from the...
APS, Government Building Park.
yeah, we know it's the government
Government,
building.
yeah.
It's APS, but it's like the government.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
and then we march
assemble
down.
there.
Yes, and then we will have some speeches there, some talks. We will hand over the opportunity for leaders for change and different councils, the senior association, to also speak, because people need to understand what the impact is on this.
This starts at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m.
1
Yes.
p.m. And the reason why is because we have to meet NVGB open.
Okay.
You understand? A lot
Okay.
of people,
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of people, oh, why the hot sun, they putting people to march.
Come with an umbrella.
Thank you, Grace.
Yeah.
Ideally, I would have wanted the march to start 3-4 o'clock, like how the breast cancer awareness,
Yes.
the
Right,
lupus.
right.
But history shows us that those marches where you start late, they reach where they're reaching after 6. We have to arrive by NVGB when NVGB is open, so that we can submit the petition.
Someone will be there to receive the petition. You've already...
They better be there.
Okay.
And somebody told me already, GB planning to close. I don't like to talk rumors, but I will call this out now. If we march down there and NVGB is closed, I want you to understand something. That's all. Hey, I done.
Wow.
Leave them closed now, man.
So how if they
I got
do
marshal.
take that step?
I have a marshal.
Okay.
Then the marshal will step in and serve them.
Wow.
You could run, but you can't hide. Grace, this will get serious.
You're actually anticipating or asking for 5,000 strong to come out and vote.
Yes.
Not vote.
I mean, not vote, but
Jesus,
to march.
don't call election. Don't call election on us, Grace.
Not
To march. Yeah. I take that back.
Yes.
Yeah, let me throw that back out. So yeah, you're looking for 5,000 strong to come out and march.
Yes. Well, listen, if we don't put it out there, we will never get it. You know, like the Dutch say, nee heb je, maar ja kan je krijgen. So we're asking everybody to show solidarity. We're all being affected by this. So come out, stand with us, because it's not us, it's you. We're standing with you.
Yeah, you want the seniors to come out too. Because there are a lot of them are actually affected by this too.
I was asked that yesterday. We would like the seniors to come out, but we can't take liability for seniors in the hot sun.
In the hot sun.
So we want them to be careful with that as well. So if you're able to come as a senior, great, but we don't want seniors. You know, Grace, you know the young able-bodied ones have to carry this for the seniors. This is why we made a post. This is why we made a post as well, that if you're in a community and you know that a senior doesn't have that computer literacy to go and file the complaint on our website, go and help them. This is a community effort. If the seniors can't make it out, we, the younger able-bodied ones, come out to represent your seniors.
Right. Yeah.
This is community. Let's get it together. You think when we was running from the plantation, all those seniors could have run? The younger ones carried those seniors on their backs.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. We coming out. You think when the children of Israel left Egypt and crossed that Red Sea, that the seniors could have done it? They built cots and the younger ones carried them to the land of freedom. We have to do this now for the seniors too. And 5,000 is not a lot.
No.
The GB client base is close to 20,000. 5,000 ain't even half. Come on now.
You look for support also from probably residents from the northern side to come in force, because you just
want to bring French Quarter people and Sandy Ground people here?
I mean,
we sure about that?
Strength in numbers, huh?
Let me call out the president of the Republic of Sandy Ground, Skillet. Or you want to bring him up? Big up yourself.
Yeah, you know, ladies, many organizations start with strong intentions, like this being a new organization, right? But citizens often expect tangible results. Now, looking ahead 1 year, what concrete measurable achievements would you consider a success for ACP SXM? And how should the public evaluate your performance if those targets are not met?
Well, first of all, I want to go back to the phrase I used in the beginning, where this country is built on broken promises. I definitely am not going to sit here and pump out promises that are not going to be met. I'm a very realistic person. And I think that our people are so disengaged now, no fault of their own, because we've had everybody from CEOs to politicians to parliamentarians to ministers to wannabe politicians sit down and just talk stuff that they either don't know can't be achieved because they don't have knowledge in the inner workings of government, or they just smoking and pushing hot air up your right? So this is a problem. The ACP SXM is not about that. No. We're going to keep it very realistic. The very first thing we demanding from NVGB in this first instance is the transparency. not only the transparency, but the tangible action of stopping the disconnections and reconnecting people. Okay? The issue concerning the payment. So all of those things I spoke about 20 minutes ago, we asking for those tangible results. This association should be measured based on those things.
Correct.
But you can't measure us if you're also not engaged. Every performance contract or every performance is based on a two-way street. So what do I mean by that? You have to also participate. This is not a me show. This is not the association show.
Okay.
You have to engage. Go on the website. Provide us information. Email us. Ask us questions. If you're a community council, invite us to come to your community. You understand?
Right.
If you're a community leader, if you're an NGO, if you are a large entity, if you are the hospital, if you are SZV, invite us to come, because you too have to show that you're interested in consumer protection. Too often in St.Maarten, we just leave go to the thing. Oh well, you know, Grace says she going to do that. Let me sit back. That's not how this country. That's not how a proper country is run.
You want to change the mindset of the people.
We have to change the mindset, Grace,
Right.
without getting into political discussion. The reason this country is on its back is because we play too much politics.
Promises
There's
upon
no,
promises.
but there's no agreements across party lines, and if they are, it's just superficial.
Correct. Yeah. It's promises upon promises, but you don't see any results from like you said, Peggy, earlier. It's a whole lot of the lip service, but in the end, this is where we at, because
We ain't tired of the lying.
yeah.
We ain't tired of the lying. It's Ludi MP the Weaver. Ludi the Weaver said something like that a few. If we can't stop the thieving and lying,
Yeah.
when we really gonna get tired, my son?
People really need to understand the importance of this right now, that it's just not association that's coming out and just fighting GB. It's the association wants to bring the people and carry them, like you said. Bring them and show GB that, listen, this is not a me problem. This is not a you problem.
And it's not only NVGB.
Yeah.
It's also, today it's about NVGB.
Yeah.
But you know how many complaints we get against the SZV?
Wow. You dare to mention some of them?
Plenty complaints, slow turnaround with medical referral. We start to get a lot of, we just telling people hold on, because of how many Goliaths are you going to tackle? But
so you plan on tackling
because we are not an association. When you read our articles of incorporation, which I will be willing to email them to you, Grace, if you wish.
Absolutely.
Transparency,
Sure,
right?
Sure.
I mean, the articles of association of this entity does not say it's an NVGB thing.
Yeah.
It's consumer protection. Do consumers feel that their right to medical care is satisfactorily fulfilled by the largest insurance company on the island, the SZV?
Wow.
Yeah, so we start to get a lot of complaints, delay in medical referral, poor communication between, again, allegedly, because we are not delving into that now. I haven't read up, I haven't taken, but these are the complaints that are coming in. Delayed medical referrals, delayed communication between the SZV and the specialists in the hospital and vice versa. Not properly coherent, clear policies on the referrals and when you get referred and why you're going Santo Domingo and not Holland, and why Holland or not Colombia, why you're going Panama, why the network of the listen.
These are questions they're asking. Basically.
People have personal experiences where they're saying, I've been sounding the alarm that my mom is sick. By the time they referred my mom left and come back in a box.
Yeah. I've heard those too. Oh, they tell them why did they send you? Because it's already too late.
When you reach where you're going, they say, oh, you done as a lost case. But then you've been dealing with this situation for months at the SNV. As an example, that's what's coming to us as information.
Okay.
Yes, I just want to say that. Again, we're not delving into that now. I just wanted to highlight that this isn't an anti-NVGB. You know, people have quite a bit of complaints concerning how they're being handled by the medical center.
So you think that's why one of the reasons why people were assuming that since you basically talking about SFV now, that was one of the reasons why that people actually thought that you would be the next minister of SCV? I know you didn't want to talk about it, but I'm just throwing this at you.
We leaving this meeting now. Grace, that's a distraction.
But I just had to
I
throw
don't
that
know
out
why.
real quick.
I don't know why people would think and it is obvious that the persons that are sending this narrative or were sending the narrative out that I want to come in and take Brugh job and want to be minister of VSA obviously don't know me, because I'm a person that hates confusion. My God is not a God of confusion. Okay? And I'm a person that, Grace, if you decide that you taking out Solange for whatever reason, I don't care what the reason is, I ain't getting involved in that, but you decide you getting rid of Solange. When you make that decision to get rid of Solange, you have to be calculated immediately to have her replacement, and don't be fishing in the pond now. Don't come to me now. And I have not been approached. That's also very important. The URSM board, the nobody has approached me. People does be wilding in this country, making up things. It's just a distraction.
Okay.
Eventually, I will postulate myself, but that will not be now. And when I do, Grace, I will be the first one to say it. You will hear it from my mouth. No one else's.
All right. You'll come here to announce it in the Breakfast Lounge, of course.
Oh, she's trying to nail you down
Right.
there.
Why not? Why not, Grace?
Of course.
I'll give you that.
Definitely.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah. So the march starts at what time again? At 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock
That's on
gathering.
next Monday.
Yes.
That's next
And the
Monday.
dress code, people have been asking about that. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
the
Yeah.
dress code is, you don't per se have to wear white. It would be nice if you wear white, but come as you are. Just come.
Leave the office and
Yes,
come.
just come. Just show solidarity. This is your time to let NVGB know that you're serious. You know, Peggy said we're not anti-GB. We are pro-consumers. So we are there for you. So come out.
Okay. All right. So the speeches, of course, will be once you hand over the documents to NVGEBE. You'll have speeches.
We'll
while
have
you're
the
there.
discussions and opportunity for community leaders to speak first at the APS parking
Okay,
lot.
all right.
And when we get here, I will do my final speech before the board goes in to submit the petition to NVGB.
Okay. Is there any way that you will inform NVGEBE that you will be coming there so that they have a representative there to accept
They
the
hearing
documents?
this show now?
Okay. There you go. They are.
Be on a radio thing.
Yeah.
I'm following legal counsel. I want to
Okay.
also state, you did not ask, but I was given permission to state so.
What
the face of our legal counsel is De Young, the Young law firm.
Oh, that's because I did ask in the beginning who are persons affiliated with the association.
Yeah, I thought you meant the board. My apologies,
Yeah,
Lady Grace.
okay, yeah.
The Young law firm will be the face of this legal suit, class act suit against NVGB. We thought it extremely suitable to have Valia Pontiflet be the face of it. Valia is a local. Valia comes from a local family with deep roots in St.Maarten. And I couldn't be prouder. Very, very proud of Valia. Very proud that they're doing this pro bono and that they see the reason
Yes.
why this
Nice.
is so important. I also want to state that the association was incorporated by a notary. I did not get permission to mention the name of the notary, so I will not. But the notary waived all of their fees for the incorporation of the association as well.
Wow.
This is important to mention because I want entities like NVGB, for example, to understand we're backed. The Young and Associates is also supported by legal counsel in Curaçao and Bonaire. And they are prepared to also send this initial script to legal counsel as far away as the Netherlands. So you will see the face of the Young, but it is supported by a significant legal machine in the back.
When you talk about GEBE, you're also including Sol here, are you?
I'm not.
You're not.
No.
Why is that?
We're not including Sol, is like I said, with
Because
the
when you
bowling
talk
pin.
about fuel clause, that basically they're the ones who are actually providing the fuel.
Yes, Grace. However, I'm not including Sol in it because I am not the consumer of Sol. When I get my invoice, I get an invoice by NVGB. NVGB Supervisory Board, based on articles in their articles of incorporation, has the legal authority to make decisions concerning aspects related to Sol. Okay? I want people to understand too that the supervisory board, in fact, does not need to wait on the government of St.Maarten in order to make decisions for NVGB. NVGB, Nameloze Vennootschap, is a private entity with shareholders government, but we weigh heavily on that shareholder of government. Yes, government have the things to do, and down the line we will come to that. But the first pin to strike is NVGB.
Okay.
If they need to go and deal with Sol, I don't have, when I get my bill, I see Sol name on my bill.
Nowhere.
NVGB invoicing me. And that's to just close off on this. That's the 12.6 million guilders. The report from BTP Curacao doesn't say that Sol owe us 12.6. It says NVGB owes us 12.6. You didn't ask, but I will tell you. You know how that 12.6 was calculated?
I was about to ask you, so how did the calculation, because you said GB owes you, I said GB owes you like what, $650?
Every consumer close to 650 guilders.
And this is based
Listen,
on
because NVGB not doing like T-Mobile with a rollover plan. So what they're doing is, I will use the example I used yesterday with a bakery, right?
Okay.
So Solange need to bake bread every day, else she ain't gonna feel good. I am the one that is selling her the flour to bake the bread, but I am getting the flour from you. You invoicing me every month for the flour that I have to send. So this month you invoicing me and say the flour costs 10 guilders. I take that 10 guilders, I pass it on, and I sell the flour to she for 10 guilders.
right?
But next month, for whatever reason, you decide the price of the flour dropped to 8 guilders.
Okay.
You invoice me for 8 guilders, but guess what? I still
Still
invoice
charging
she 10.
10, right.
That surplus for the 2 guilders remains with me.
Yeah.
Because she paying me 10 guilders still, whereas I only paying you 8. So you are Sol, I am GB, and she's a consumer. That's where the 12.6 million guilders in overcharge come. Because you have to ask yourself too, why the fuel class rate isn't calculated prorated every month. You think the cost of the heavy fuel fluctuates from the first of the month to the end? You have to understand the convoluted way that billing system is. When you have the commercial manager saying, you know, the bill don't run from the 1st to the 31st. It does run
And
based.
this was with the April billing.
It run from sometime for you. It'll run from the 15th to the 15th or the 12th to the 12th or so. But they're not calculating prorated. So now they announce on Mother's Day that the fuel class going up to 45 cents, 9 cents increase. You get your bill for April and it adjusted to 45 cents already. But how come you ain't calculated prorated? I don't follow it. And
But persons who actually had that bill, the April bill, still went and paid it, despite the fact that you are in May talking about April.
wrong, poor communication by NVGB.
Yeah, you know?
I wouldn't even say it is wrong communication. I believe at this point some things are done deliberately, and I will leave it at that.
Really?
And Grace, listen, what are you going to
It's
do?
either
Not
laziness or
pay it
incompetence.
and risk getting cut
Yeah.
off?
Say that? I'm sorry.
So what are you going to do? Not pay it and risk getting cut off?
Exactly. People don't have a choice.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
So you're being held hostage. And these bills that they tell you that you have to come in and pay, and you have to pay 20% and sign a payment arrangement. Right there, you're signing
Can you imagine?
You're signing an agreement that you owe this.
Like there's a bank. Can you imagine? And I don't mind to say it because he made a live public video, so it's not a secret. Can you imagine NVGB cut somebody that's provisioning food for their entire community?
I saw that.
That's normal thinking as a
Water and electricity.
He's provisioning. I wouldn't call his name, but I'm sure everybody knows.
Yeah, I've probably seen his
he,
video.
he is provisioning food for his entire community. Not only feeding himself, but feeding his community. He has an entire organization and foundation that is actually doing education in agriculture. And you're going to have the guts to just go ahead and cut. It's like a phrase that a Jamaican proverb that say, I hope I'm not saying it wrong, every day the bucket does go to the well, but one day the bottom of that bucket going to drop out now.
That's true. That is true.
Grace, this interview ain't done?
No. Will you be surprised? Are you open to see it? We're gonna wrap it up, Peggy. I know you want to go on.
Child.
Gotta go back to work. But
I took vacation hours for this.
Oh, good. Can you? Would you in any way be probably surprised if you see any of the members of Parliament probably joining this march? Will that shock you?
But ain't they consumers?
Well, right.
They could
Okay.
come, but they won't get a mic to speak.
Okay, now you're talking.
And I will tell you why, because this is my opinion now. This is not the opinion of the association, because I did not discuss this with them. But I don't think that any member of parliament or minister, for that matter, I think they should attend the march, because they should show unity with the people, because they also are receiving bills. But I don't think this association will give them the mic to speak. Because at the end of the day, the same parliament received a report from BTP Curacao on the 12th of August 2025 and sat on that and did nothing.
Exactly.
So don't come to this march now looking to talk.
You had your chance.
Come to the march, to march with the people, to show solidarity, and don't make no political statements. But I will take note, and the people will take note, which parliamentarian came to the march, because that too is a show of solidarity.
I hear you. I hear you.
You ain't getting no mic to talk. I could tell you. Talk on the floor of parliament.
Wow. Okay.
Well, you should be.
So definitely, I know.
And make some laws instead of starting
Right.
rumors.
Yeah. And
Like whistleblower laws.
Blessed.
Okay, good. I like that. Yeah. So the march again now, reminding everyone, consumer or not, support teams out there, and everyone to come out and let your voices be heard. Show up and show out at this march, because again, like I said, we've had so many marches in the past that people, would go out on social media and say, hey, yeah, let's come out and let's protest because of the bills. And then you got a handful of people coming out. You have a population here that comprises of not just St.Maarteners, English speaking and Spanish speaking, and you have the Creole speaking population as well. You want them to come out and march too, because they were also affected by
Everybody.
this. How do you get the message across to them now?
Weren't we translating some of those flyers?
We have the flyers translated in Spanish and in Creole.
Okay.
Then we need to share them.
Okay.
I didn't know, but we were getting them vetted to see the accuracy of it. Were they accurate?
They were accurate.
Okay, well,
we
we'll
had
post those in Creole and in
And in
Spanish.
Spanish.
All right. And this is basically more on social media.
Yeah,
I mean,
our social media page, and probably on our website as well.
Okay, your social media page for persons out there, because everybody got phones, so everybody's constantly on their phones or on their computers, what have you. How can they go about actually registering to be part of the association?
You can go on the Facebook page, Association for Consumer Protection St.Maarten, like the page and share it with your friends. But more importantly, go to the website, acpsxm.com, and the website is very user-friendly. You can click become a member. You can click and lodge your complaint against NVGB, upload your bills, etc. So we have that information. I want to make note of this. It's very important that or if you don't want to use the website and you want to send an email to us with the information, you could email us at info@acpsxm.com and send us the info. Free of charge, the Young law firm is going to take your case as part of the case suit against NVGB.
Right.
So that's very important. You don't have to pay to be a member. And the reason why we didn't put membership fees in first instance is because, Grace, we have a situation in St.Maarten where people make a demand for payment and you don't know what you're paying for. and we want to prove first what you will be paying for. We want to add value to the association before we start to demand a membership fee of 25 guilders.
And for this free membership, if you go on our Facebook page, there's a QR code for the tech savvy that you could scan it and just follow through and become a member.
All right. So for all the information from ACP SXM, they can visit the website, of course. At the end of all of this, the results will be posted out there, and you will keep people informed, because
that's key.
Once you get a response, hopefully a response from GEBE,
one thing I want to mention is we do need you to go on our website, and we do need you to file your complaint. You need to understand too that your complaint will be private.
Okay. All right.
So we're not going to go out there and distribute, Lady Grace says so. No. It will be private.
Okay. All right. So persons can file their complaints online.
Yes.
Okay. No one call and then complain and
nothing. We prefer that. We also want community leaders and people in the community to assist people, like I stated earlier.
What do you hope in the end? What do you actually hope to accomplish with this? That you get to the point where, again, like I said earlier, associations are formed, and then they come out and they're all busy, and then you don't hear anything from them. But you hope that GB, to some point, that you will see some kind of reduction or deduction in people's utility bills. Is that what you're actually fighting for here also?
We're fighting for the reconnections, the disconnections, clarity on the payment plans, the removal of the deposit for persons that want to make payment plans. Stop with this 20%, 10% down payment. We want also for GB to go to recognize that their increase of 9 cents in the fuel clause was unilateral and without the outcome of their own tariff study that they said they wanted to do, and without the oversight of BTP St.Maarten that was established by ministerial decree. I can't even remember which date. I think sometime in the middle of May.
Okay.
Those aspects are the initial ones. There are a lot more demands coming in the petition and the class suit. But again, I don't want to delve too much into that. But those are some of the tangible, immediate things that we want to see as a result. Throughout the entire process, we're going to keep people informed, step for step for step for step. And this is not a microwave situation. This is not press 30 seconds and
she
done.
out to come out of the oven. No.
True.
Okay. All right. You and your entire team, I wish you much success with this, and I thank you so much for coming in on the Breakfast Lounge this morning. Don't forget to forward me that stuff, the material that we spoke about, and then next time I look forward to having you back here to give us a follow-up on this protest march, and at the same time we'll talk SCV as well, what the plans are where that is concerned. As a consumer bond, of course, it's not just GB, it's not just SZV, but it's also people who are burdened with the high prices of the food costs, of course, in supermarkets and stuff like that. That's another thing that you probably will want to tap into as well. Yeah. Okay. All right, ladies, thank you so much. In closing, Peggy. Yeah, I'll give you the mic to close it up.
Thank you again, Lady Grace. Thank you to all your listeners for tuning in and for helping spreading the word. We are going to do the march, but I want to end by stating it's going to call also for a level of sacrifice, because phase 2 is probably going to entail communities coming off the grid. And I will speak about that further, because sometimes you got to hit GB where it matters.
I hear you.
In the pocket.
Yes, of course. Definitely. And Solange?
Well, thank you for having us, and I hope the people come out and support us in this match. It's not for us, it's for you. So I look forward to seeing all 5,000 of you.
All right. Yes! Or more. Just don't stick in the 5,000.
Okay, then 10,000.
Let's go
Jesus.
for 10. And if you get
10.
5, that's even better, right? All right. Radio listeners, that's going to do it for yours truly here this morning. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. For my viewers on Facebook, of course, thank you all as well. Tomorrow morning, I'll be back here again from 7 until 10. Coming up next is the news, followed by Joanne Lewis. Wendell Moore is in at 12. And then Dilo is in for 2 for Tuesdays from 2 until 5. The President of Parliament MP Sarah Westcott Williams will be joining me in the Breakfast Lounge tomorrow.
Ask she about that thing that was submitted the 12th of August 2025.
Say that again?
Ask the President of Parliament about that redacted report from BTP Curacao that was submitted to her on the 12th of August 2025.
All right.
I'll be tuning in.
Okay, she's probably in the sky now, so when she come in tomorrow, I'll ask her.
Blessed.
Okay. All right, Peggy. Hey, people, that's going to do it for yours truly. Keep it locked right here. Peggy's a hot mess, you know.